Lyra lay on the cold, rocky ground, her small, fragile body trembling with pain and exhaustion. The harsh winds blew fiercely, kicking up clouds of dark dust that stung her skin and eyes. Around her, the tall, jagged stones loomed like silent witnesses, indifferent to her suffering. She curled tighter, desperate to shield herself from the relentless cold. Lyra's village had left her behind just hours earlier. Her people valued strength and perfect health, believing that those who couldn't keep up with the demands of their harsh life were burdens. After the accident that left her legs useless, they quickly decided her fate. She remembered the sad look in her mother's eyes as she turned away, following the others who walked into the distant horizon without looking back. "Please," she whispered weakly, her voice carried away by the cruel wind, "don't leave me." But no one heard her. No one returned. She was utterly alone. The sky darkened as storm clouds began to gather, threatening rain and bitter cold. Lyra knew she had little chance to survive. She was unable to move far enough to find shelter or gather food. The pain in her legs was sharp and constant, a reminder of the fall that had taken her independence. She had tried so hard to prove she was still useful, still strong in other ways. But her village had refused to see it dot as the first heavy drops of rain fell. Lyra dragged herself toward a small overhang, scraping her hands and arms against sharp stones. Tears mixed with the rain on her cheeks, not just from pain, but also from hopelessness. Finally, she reached a shallow recess in the rocks and curled beneath it, breathing heavily, shivering uncontrollably. She thought about her past, her family, and the happy moments before her accident. Memories filled her mind of playing games with other children, laughing and running freely. Those joyful days seemed impossibly far away now. She felt abandoned, forgotten, and worthless. The despair settled into her heart like a heavy stone, pulling her deeper into darkness. Hours passed. Slowly, as Lyra drifted in and out of consciousness, her body weakened with every passing moment, and hunger gnawed painfully at her stomach. The storm raged on outside, howling and battering the rocky landscape with relentless fury. Lyra knew she couldn't survive much longer like this. Her strength was nearly gone. Through her blurred vision, she saw a faint glow in the distance. She squinted, unsure if it was real or just a cruel trick of her exhausted mind. But the glow grew brighter and seemed to move closer, fear-filled. Her heart was at some predator, drawn by her helpless state. She tried to retreat further into her shallow shelter, but she had nowhere to go. As the glowing shape drew nearer, Lyra could finally make out figures, two beings walking upright, their forms unfamiliar. She had heard stories of strange visitors from distant worlds, explorers who sometimes passed through, though she'd never seen them herself. She held her breath, waiting in frightened silence. The figures moved slowly, cautiously. One was tall and strong-looking, while the other seemed smaller, younger. Their voices carried softly on the wind, strange words she couldn't understand, but spoken gently, without threat. Despite her fear, curiosity stirred within her. She watched closely, desperate yet cautious. The pair came closer until she saw their faces clearly in the gentle glow of their lights. They had kind eyes, filled with concern. Their expressions softened as they spotted her small, shivering form tucked in the rocks. The smaller one stepped forward, reaching out a hand. "It's okay," the gentle voice said, its tone soothing and kind. "We're here to help you." Lyra didn't understand their language, but the warmth and compassion in the tone touched something deep inside her. Slowly, fear gave way to cautious hope. Her eyes welled with fresh tears, not from pain or sadness this time, but from gratitude. She reached out her trembling hand, weak and frail. The taller figure gently wrapped a warm covering around her, lifting her carefully into strong arms. She felt a sense of safety she hadn't known for what seemed like forever. Lyra nestled against the comforting warmth, too exhausted to remain awake, but knowing, somehow, that these strange beings meant no harm. As sleep overcame her, Lyra felt the first glimmer of hope returning to her heart. Perhaps, just perhaps, her story was not yet finished. Maybe there was still a chance for kindness and compassion in her world. With that comforting thought, she slipped into a deep, restful sleep, trusting the gentle hands that now held her. Lay on the cold, rocky ground, her small, fragile body trembling with pain and exhaustion. The harsh winds blew fiercely, kicking up clouds of dark dust that stung her skin and eyes. Around her, the tall, jagged stones loomed like silent witnesses, indifferent to her suffering. She curled tighter, desperate to shield herself from the peril. Relentless cold, Lyra's village had left her behind just hours earlier. Her people valued strength and perfect health, believing that those who couldn't keep up with the demands of their harsh life were burdens. After the accident that left her legs useless, they quickly decided her fate. She remembered the sad look in her mother's eyes as she turned away, following the others who walked into the distant horizon without looking back. "Please," she whispered weakly, her voice carried away by the cruel wind, "don't leave me." But no one heard her. No one returned. She was utterly alone. The sky darkened as storm clouds began to gather, threatening rain and bitter cold. Lyra knew she had little chance to survive. She was unable to move far enough to find shelter or gather food. The pain in her legs was sharp and constant, a reminder of the fall that had taken her independence. She had tried so hard to prove she was still useful, still strong in other ways, but her village had refused to see it dot as the first heavy drops of rain fell. Lyra dragged herself toward a small overhang, scraping her hands and arms against sharp stones. Tears mixed with the rain on her cheeks, not just from pain but also from hopelessness. Finally, she reached a shallow recess in the rocks and curled beneath it, breathing heavily, shivering uncontrollably. She thought about her past, her family, and the happy moments before her accident. Memories filled her mind of playing games with other children, laughing and running freely. Those joyful days seemed impossibly far away now. She felt abandoned, forgotten, and worthless. The despair settled into her heart like a heavy stone, pulling her deeper into darkness. Hours passed slowly as Lyra drifted in and out of consciousness. Her body weakened with every passing moment, and hunger gnawed painfully at her stomach. The storm raged on outside, howling and battering the rocky landscape with relentless fury. Lyra knew she couldn't survive much longer like this. Her strength was nearly gone. Through her blurred vision, she saw a faint glow in the distance. She squinted, unsure if it was real or just a cruel trick of her exhausted mind. But the glow grew brighter and seemed to move closer, fear-filled. Her heart was at some predator, drawn by her helpless state. She tried to retreat further into her shallow shelter, but she had nowhere to go. As the glowing shape drew nearer, Lyra could finally make out figures, two beings walking upright, their forms unfamiliar. She had heard stories of strange visitors from distant worlds, explorers who sometimes passed through, though she'd never seen them herself. She held her breath, waiting in frightened silence. The figures moved slowly, cautiously. One was tall and strong-looking, while the other seemed smaller, younger. Their voices carried softly on the wind, strange words she couldn't understand, but spoken gently, without threat. Despite her fear, curiosity stirred within her. She watched closely, desperate yet cautious. The pair came closer until she saw their faces clearly in the gentle glow of their lights. They had kind eyes, filled with concern. Their expressions softened as they spotted her small, shivering form tucked in the rocks. The smaller one stepped forward, reaching out a hand. "It's okay," the gentle voice said, its tone soothing and kind. "We're here to help you." Lyra didn't understand their language, but the warmth and compassion in the tone touched something deep inside her. Slowly, fear gave way to cautious hope. Her eyes welled with fresh tears, not from pain or sadness this time, but from gratitude. She reached out her trembling hand, weak and frail. The taller figure gently wrapped a warm covering around her, lifting her carefully into strong arms. She felt a sense of safety she hadn't known for what seemed like forever. Lyra nestled against the comforting warmth, too exhausted to remain awake but knowing, somehow, that these strange beings meant no harm. As sleep overcame her, Lyra felt the first glimmer of hope returning to her heart. Perhaps, just perhaps, her story was not yet finished. Maybe there was still a chance for kindness and compassion in her world. With that comforting thought, she slipped into a deep, restful sleep, trusting the gentle hands that now held her. Lyra slowly woke up, her mind foggy and confused. Her body still ached, but she was warm and safe, lying on something soft. She opened her eyes cautiously, blinking in the bright yet gentle light surrounding her. The air felt fresh and clean. Unlike the harsh, dusty wind she had known, she was in a small room, unlike anything she'd ever seen before. The walls were smooth, painted soft white, and the floor beneath her was cushioned and comfortable. Strange machines hummed quietly nearby, their lights blinking softly, adding a comforting glow. A gentle voice spoke from her side. She turned her head slowly and saw the smaller figure from before, the one who had reached out kindly. It was a young girl, probably around her own age, with curious eyes and a warm, friendly smile. "Hey there," the girl said softly. "You're safe now. My name is Lily. What's yours?" Lyra didn't understand Lily's words, but the gentle tone reassured her. She stared at Lily with wide, cautious eyes, trying to decide if she could trust this strange, kind being. Lily seemed patient, waiting quietly and calmly as Lyra gathered the courage to respond. "Lyra," she whispered, her voice dry and weak. Lily smiled brighter, repeating gently, "Lyra, that's a pretty name." At that moment, another figure entered the room, the taller one, the adult who had carried her here. He was older with calm eyes and a kind, caring presence. He stepped forward carefully, smiling warmly as he saw she was awake. "Hello, Lyra," he said gently, his voice calm and soothing. "I'm Alex. We found you outside. You're hurt, but you're safe now." Lyra watched Alex warily but felt no threat from him either. His words were unfamiliar, but his voice calm and reassuring. Alex moved slowly, taking care not to frighten her as he checked her legs and gently adjusted some soft bindings around her injuries. Lily moved closer, holding a small container of water. She carefully offered it to Lyra, demonstrating with a friendly gesture how to drink. Feeling deeply thirsty, Lyra accepted the water, sipping slowly. The fresh, cool liquid soothed her throat, bringing relief and easing her tension slightly. The warmth and care from these two strange beings were completely new to Lyra. She felt confused yet grateful. They showed her kindness she had long forgotten, treating her gently and carefully. Even though she couldn't fully understand their words, their actions spoke clearly of their intentions. Over the next hours, Lyra rested while Alex and Lily continued caring for her. They brought her simple food, easy for her to eat, gently encouraging her with kind smiles and comforting words. Slowly, her strength began to return. Her fear slowly faded, replaced by growing trust in her rescuers. She noticed Lily often stayed close, talking softly and showing her various items from their ship. Lily was patient and kind, never rushing her. Lyra gradually began to communicate through gestures and simple expressions, teaching Lily some basic signs and learning new words from Lily. Alex frequently checked her injuries, carefully adjusting the bindings and gently massaging her sore muscles. He was always calm and comforting, never showing impatience. His kindness reminded her of how her mother used to be before the accident changed everything. As days passed, Lyra's fear and sadness began to ease. The soft bed, good food, and gentle care healed not only her body, but also started healing her heart. Alex and Lily's small actions, their quiet conversations filled with care and warmth, helped her feel truly safe. One evening, Lily brought a small device into the room. She sat beside Lyra, gently smiling as she activated the device. A beautiful image appeared, moving and filled with color. It showed other beings like Alex and Lily, laughing and playing together, full of joy and kindness. Lyra watched, fascinated by the happy scenes. Lily explained gently, her voice soft and careful, showing pictures of families caring for each other, helping those who were hurt or different. Tears welled in Lyra's eyes as she understood the message clearly. Even without understanding all the words dotted in that moment, Lyra felt something powerful stir within her, a sense of hope she thought she'd never feel again. She was no longer alone. These strange beings, these humans, had offered her a new start, filled with kindness and compassion. Lyra's heart warmed, realizing that she had found not just safety, but possibly something much more precious, a new family. As days turned into weeks, Lyra slowly became used to her new home aboard the spaceship with Alex and Lily. The once strange environment became comfortable, a place filled with warmth and care she had not known before. Each day, Alex gently helped her with her exercises, carefully guiding her to regain some strength in her upper body. Lyra could see how patient Alex was, always calm and encouraging, never frustrated or annoyed. It amazed her to see someone care so deeply for her well-being, especially since she had never experienced such kindness from her own people. She began to trust Alex deeply, feeling a sense of safety whenever he was near. Lily became more than just a friend to Lyra. She became a sister. They spent many hours together, learning from each other and sharing stories. Lily taught Lyra words in her language, showing patience and joy each time Lyra understood something new. In return, Lyra taught Lily about her own culture, using gestures, drawings, and expressions. Despite the kindness she received, Lyra still struggled emotionally. Memories of being abandoned and the pain she suffered from her tribe's rejection often surfaced, especially during quiet moments. She would sometimes sit alone, tears silently running down her face as the past haunted her. One afternoon, Lily found her quietly crying in her room. Without a word, Lily sat beside her, wrapping a comforting arm around her shoulders. They sat quietly for a while, Lily simply offering her presence as comfort. After some time, Lyra looked up, her eyes filled with gratitude. "I miss my mother," Lyra said softly in her own language, knowing Lily wouldn't fully understand her words but would grasp their meaning. Lily nodded gently, her eyes filled with compassion. Lily reached for the device she had shown Lyra before and turned it on again. This time, she showed Lyra pictures and videos of Earth, families caring for their loved ones, especially those who faced challenges. The videos were filled with smiles, laughter, and the simple joy of being together. Lyra watched carefully, her heart stirred by these beautiful moments. She understood clearly what Lily was trying to say, that family was about love, acceptance, and support, no matter what difficulties one faced. The images made Lyra feel warm and safe, showing her clearly that she now belonged somewhere. She belonged here with Alex and Lily. Over the next few days, Alex noticed a positive change in Lyra. She seemed happier, more confident, and more eager to learn and try new things. Her bond with Lily had grown stronger, and the two girls were often inseparable, exploring the spaceship together and creating their own little adventures. Alex made sure the ship was adapted to help Lyra move around easily. He built special rails and handholds that allowed her to move freely from room to room without struggling. Lyra felt proud each time she managed to do something by herself, grateful for Alex's thoughtful efforts to help her. One evening, Alex and Lily prepared a small celebration for Lyra, marking her progress and the growing bond they all shared. They decorated the main living area with colorful lights and prepared special food. Lyra's eyes filled with wonder and joy as she entered the room. Seeing their efforts to celebrate her, Lily handed Lyra a small gift, a beautifully wrapped box. Inside was a delicate bracelet, crafted carefully by Lily herself. Tears filled Lyra's eyes as she took the gift, deeply moved by the thoughtful gesture. She smiled warmly, hugging Lily tightly. Alex placed a gentle hand on Lyra's shoulder, his voice calm and kind. "We are proud of you," he said simply, knowing she understood the meaning behind his words. Lyra looked up at him, her eyes shining with happiness and gratitude. From that moment, Lyra truly felt she was part of their family. The sadness of her past began to fade, replaced by hope and the warmth of belonging. Each day, she woke up feeling stronger, both physically and emotionally, ready to face whatever came next. Knowing she had people who genuinely cared for her. As she sat quietly with Lily and Alex that night, watching the stars outside the spaceship windows, Lyra felt a deep sense of peace. She realized that though she had lost her old home and people, she had found something even more precious, a new family that accepted and loved her unconditionally. Over the following days, Lyra's bond with Alex and Lily deepened greatly. Each day she grew stronger, her health steadily improving under their careful care. Alex continued treating her gently, ensuring she healed well, while Lily filled her days with laughter and companionship, making her forget the pain she had suffered. One bright morning, Alex carefully helped Lyra into a specially made chair, which allowed her to move around the ship more freely. Lyra felt excitement and joy, finally having the freedom to explore her new home independently. With Lily at her side, she slowly moved through the ship, amazed at every new thing she encountered. Together, Lily and Lyra visited the small control room, where bright screens flashed with various colorful data. Lily carefully explained each panel's purpose, teaching Lyra new words as she went. Lyra eagerly listened, feeling curious and alive in a way she had never known before. She absorbed every detail, determined to learn as much as she could about her new environment. That afternoon, Alex joined them, showing Lyra some basic ways she could help with simple tasks on the ship. He gently encouraged her to use her hands to manage simple controls, building her confidence with each small success. Lyra's pride and happiness grew each time she managed a new task, realizing she could contribute meaningfully despite her limitations. In the evenings, they sat together, sharing stories and laughter. Alex and Lily described life on Earth, their stories full of warmth, family, and love. Lyra listened carefully, fascinated and comforted by the kindness they showed toward each other. She found herself yearning for a chance to visit their world, to see the beauty and warmth they spoke about so often. One night, as they sat quietly, Lily brought out the small device again. This time, the video showed families helping each other, particularly those with challenges similar to Lyra's. It highlighted people overcoming hardships together, their bonds growing stronger through shared struggles. Lyra watched closely, her heart filling with hope and determination. As the video ended, Lily gently hugged Lyra, her voice filled with genuine warmth as she whispered, "You're not alone, Lyra. We are your family now." Tears filled Lyra's eyes once more, this time tears of happiness. She hugged Lily tightly, finally understanding fully what family meant. Alex placed a comforting hand on her shoulder, his calm presence reassuring her that she truly belonged with them. As the days passed, Lyra started actively participating in their daily routine. With Alex's guidance, she learned to manage some of the ship's simpler controls, proudly helping them navigate through space. Lily often celebrated each achievement, her bright laughter echoing joyfully through the ship, bringing smiles to all of them. One afternoon, Alex suggested that Lyra try moving without the chair, using special braces and supports he had carefully crafted. Lyra felt nervous but determined, willing to try for the family who believed in her. Lily stayed close, encouraging her with cheerful words as Alex helped her stand, slowly and carefully. Lyra moved her first steps, shaky but determined. Her heart raced with excitement and fear, but she felt safe, knowing Alex and Lily were beside her, ready to support her if she stumbled. Step by step, she moved further, her confidence growing with each success. That evening, they celebrated her progress together, happiness filling their small ship. Lyra realized she was changing, becoming stronger and braver, all because of Alex and Lily's unwavering support and kindness. Late that night, as she lay in bed, Lyra reflected deeply on her journey. She had once been abandoned and broken, left alone to face her fate. Now, she was surrounded by love, hope, and endless possibilities. The realization filled her heart with gratitude and warmth. bringing peaceful sleep filled with dreams of the bright future ahead with her new family. The days aboard the ship passed gently, and Lyra felt more at home than ever before. She woke each morning to the sound of laughter and friendly voices. Alex would greet her with a warm smile, asking how she was feeling, and Lily would run into her room with new things to show her. Each day brought something new, a lesson, a story, or a surprise. Alex worked hard to make life easier for Lyra. He invented new tools and gadgets, making sure she could do things on her own. He attached special grips to the walls, built ramps, and made a special kitchen chair so Lyra could help with meals. Every small change made her feel respected and important. Lyra liked to help Lily in the kitchen. She learned how to slice fruit, mix drinks, and even bake sweet bread. Sometimes Lily would tell stories about her old home on Earth. Lyra loved hearing about the green trees, wide rivers, and the warm sun. She closed her eyes and tried to picture these beautiful places. One day, she hoped she could see them for herself. In the evenings, the family sat together and watched videos from Earth. Lyra's favorite videos were about families and friends helping each other. She saw people in wheelchairs, children who used special devices to walk, and parents who cared for them with gentle hands. She realized that being different was not something to be ashamed of. Instead, it was something that made each person special. One night, as they watched a video of a sports team playing together, Lily turned to Lyra and smiled. "Would you like to play a game with us?" she asked. Lyra nodded, her eyes shining with excitement. Together, they created a simple game using small balls and soft targets. Lyra threw the balls from her chair, and Lily and Alex cheered each time she made a good throw. These games brought even more happiness to Lyra's heart. She laughed so much she forgot all her sadness. She was not just watching from the side. She was playing part of the fun, included and accepted. The sound of laughter filled the ship, and for the first time, Lyra truly felt like she belonged. Some days were still difficult. Lyra sometimes remembered her old home and the pain of being left behind. She had bad dreams about the day she was abandoned, waking up with tears in her eyes. On those days, Lily would sit with her quietly, holding her hand, and Alex would remind her that she was strong and loved. Slowly, the nightmares became less frequent. Lyra learned how to talk about her feelings with Alex and Lily, who always listened and never judged her. This made her feel even more connected to her new family. She learned that families help each other, even on hard days. One morning, while exploring a new part of the ship, Lyra found a small window that looked out into space. The stars were bright and beautiful, stretching out forever. Lily joined her, and together they watched the endless sky. "That's our future," Lily said softly. "We can go anywhere as long as we're together." Alex soon joined them, and together, the three of them made a promise. No matter what happened, they would always take care of each other. They became a true family, not just by living together, but by loving and helping each other every day. Lyra learned more about human ways and started to dream of Earth. She wanted to walk through the green grass, taste new foods, and meet other children like herself. She looked forward to a life where her differences would not hold her back, but make her stronger. Her heart was filled with hope. One day, Alex received a message from his home planet. Their journey was almost over. In just a few days, they would land on Earth. Lyra felt nervous and excited. She wondered if she would fit in, if people would like her, and if she could make new friends. Lily sensed her worry and hugged her tightly. "You will love it," she said, "and we will be with you every step of the way." Lyra smiled, her heart finally at peace. She was ready for whatever would come next, because she knew she was not alone. She had a family, and together they would face every new adventure that life would bring. A few days before their journey to Earth was to begin, something unexpected happened. The ship's alarm sounded, making the lights flash and the walls vibrate. Alex hurried to the main control room, with Lily and Lyra close behind, worry clear on all their faces. Alex checked the screens and frowned deeply. Another ship was approaching fast, and its markings were familiar. Lyra's old tribe had returned. Fear filled Lyra's heart. She remembered the pain and sadness of being abandoned. She looked at Alex and Lily, her new family, and felt afraid they would take her away again. Alex squeezed her hand gently, promising, "We won't let anything happen to you." The other ship landed nearby. Moments later, a group of aliens stepped onto Alex's ship. They looked around with surprise at the strange human technology. Their leader stepped forward, eyes fixed on Lyra. The leader spoke loudly, using their own language. Lyra understood perfectly. "You survived. Why did you not return? Now you are with these strangers." Lyra felt small and weak, but Alex stood tall by her side. He spoke in a gentle, strong voice. "Lyra is part of our family now. She is safe here, and she belongs with us." The tribe members looked unsure. Some stared at Lyra's braces and chair, surprised to see her moving and happy. One of the tribe elders stepped closer and asked Lyra quietly, "Do you really wish to stay with these humans?" "They are not like us." Lyra took a deep breath. For the first time, she felt brave enough to speak her truth. "Yes," she said firmly. "They have shown me love and kindness. Here I am accepted. I am not weak or useless. I am part of a family." The elder was silent for a moment. Some in the group seemed moved by her words, but others were angry. "You are still one of us," one shouted. "You should come back." Lily stepped forward, standing next to Lyra. She looked at the tribe members, her voice steady. "Lyra is strong and brave. She is our sister. We will always take care of her." Alex tried to explain, using simple words and gestures. He showed them how Lyra had learned new things and become happier and stronger. He wanted them to understand that Lyra could have a good life with her new family, even if it was different from what they expected. The tribe argued among themselves. Some wanted to take Lyra back, thinking she would bring honor if she had survived. Others seemed uncertain, thinking about the love and hope they saw in her eyes. Lyra was afraid, but she held on to Alex and Lily. She did not want to go back to her old life. She wanted to stay with the people who cared for her. The leader finally turned to Alex and said, "You have changed her." Alex nodded. "We love her. That is all that matters." After a long silence, the tribe slowly left the ship, still arguing among themselves. The leader gave Lyra one last look, this time not angry, but curious and maybe even a little proud. Lyra watched them leave, her heart beating fast. After the visitors were gone, Lyra hugged Alex and Lily tightly. She felt safe and strong, knowing she had stood up for herself and for her new family. Together, they watched the other ship disappear into the sky. That night, Lyra lay awake, thinking about everything that had happened. She realized that she was no longer afraid. She had found her voice, her strength, and her place in a family that truly loved her. As she drifted off to sleep, she knew she was ready for her new life on Earth, with the people who would always stand by her side. The day finally came for Alex, Lily, and Lyra to travel to Earth. Lyra woke early, filled with excitement and a little fear. She looked out the small window, watching the stars as they moved past, knowing that her old life was behind her. She was not sure what waited for her on Earth, but she knew she would not be alone. Alex helped her prepare for the journey. He made sure her special chair was ready and checked all the things she would need. Lily packed a bag with some of Lyra's favorite things, a small toy, a soft blanket, and a picture of the three of them together. Lyra held the picture close, feeling safe and loved. As the ship entered Earth's atmosphere, Lyra felt the ship tremble. Lily took her hand, smiling with encouragement. "We're almost home," Lily whispered. The ship landed softly in a green field, the sun shining brightly above. Lyra blinked in surprise at the colors and sounds around her. She saw trees for the first time, their leaves moving in the wind. Birds flew across the sky, singing happy songs. The air smelled sweet and fresh. Alex lowered the ship's ramp and Lyra rode out into the sunshine, Feeling the warmth on her face, she took a deep breath and smiled. She had dreamed about this moment since Lily first described Earth to her. Now, it was real. People from the nearby town came to greet them. At first, they were curious about Lyra, looking at her strange appearance and her chair. Some children waved and came closer. Lyra felt nervous, remembering how her old tribe treated her, but Lily squeezed her hand and whispered, "It's okay." Lily introduced Lyra to the children. "This is my sister. Her name is Lyra." The children smiled and asked if she wanted to play. They helped her move across the grass and showed her their favorite games. Soon, Lyra was laughing, forgetting all her worries. She realized she could make friends here, just like Lily promised Alex took Lyra and Lily to their new home. A cozy house with a big garden. Inside, Lyra found her own room, decorated with soft colors and pictures of stars. She saw ramps and handles, making it easy for her to move everywhere. Alex had thought of everything she would need. She felt welcome and important, truly part of the family. Lyra loved exploring the garden with Lily. They planted flowers, watched butterflies, and sat together under a big tree. Lyra felt peaceful and happy, knowing she could enjoy these simple moments forever. In the evenings, Alex and Lily showed Lyra more videos from Earth. They watched people overcoming challenges, helping one another, and sharing love. Lyra learned that everyone faced hard times sometimes, but with family and friends, anything was possible. As weeks passed, Lyra grew more confident. She met more children from the town, who included her in their games and stories. She started school with Lily, learning new things every day. She worked hard, never giving up, inspired by the hope and kindness around her. One day, the town held a festival. There were games, music, and lots of food. Lyra wore a bright dress and joined the fun. At first, she was shy, but Lily stayed by her side. When it was time for the big group dance, Lily and the other children helped Lyra join in, spinning her chair and making her feel like she was flying. Lyra laughed, happier than she had ever been. Later, as the sun set, Alex took a photo of Lily and Lyra together, their faces bright with smiles. He printed the photo and placed it next to the old picture in Lyra's room. Lyra looked at both pictures, the one from the ship and the new one from Earth. She knew she had truly come home. Lyra sat with Alex and Lily that night, watching the stars from their backyard. She thought about her journey from being left, alone and afraid, to finding a loving family and a new place in the world. She was no longer just a survivor. She was loved, accepted, and ready for whatever the future would bring. As the stars shone above, Lyra whispered softly, "Thank you." Alex and Lily smiled and hugged her close. Their family was complete, and together they would always face the future with hope and love.